Hello everyone, thank you for checking out today's video. In this one I'm going to be showing you guys how you can update your import sets to prevent new records from being created if your coalesce does not match anything on that table. So for the example that we're using today, we're actually going back to the import set video that we did, where we had an Excel spreadsheet that we imported into our ServiceNow instance, and if it matched the user ID, it went ahead and actually updated the associated user ID's city to Las Vegas. Now, I will put a link to that video in the description if you guys didn't see it. So I'm not going to go through the whole process of recreating that import set table and the transform map and all that. I'm just going to show you guys the script that I added to prevent those new records from being created if it does not match an existing record on the user table. So by default, it will go ahead and it'll create it because it's going to see that there's nothing that matches that coalesce field, which is the user ID. So if it works as intended, we will have a new user created called test user 5 for the user ID. So just to show you guys that that user does not exist yet, let's go over to the user table. And let's go test user 5 should be the user ID. So we have nothing right now. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and add in our spreadsheet. Oops, sorry. Load data. We already had the table from before, so that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and select my file. Mint. We'll do run transform. Okay, so we're good to go on that. So now let's go ahead and check that user table again. And we should have that new user record because that user does not match any existing users on the table. And you can see there they are right there, test user 5. Now we don't want that to happen, right? Or at least in certain cases, we don't want that to happen. If the coalesce does not match anything, we don't want to create a new record. We just want to go ahead and skip that record. So let's go ahead and I'm going to head over to my transform map and I'm going to show you guys the script that's in place. And it's actually disabled right now, but so let me go back. So if you're on your transform map record and you scroll down to the bottom, you should have a transform scripts tab, or if you don't have tabs, it'll just be somewhere towards the bottom of your screen. If you go ahead and select a new, it'll give you the option to create a script that's in place. And the one that we're doing today is actually an on before script. So when you do the drop down, you'll have the on before option. We're going to go ahead and enable it, but just to show you guys what's happening here, within that function that's in place, we have an if and then the action. So if the action that it's trying to complete for that import set is equal to insert, so it's trying to create a new record, ignore is equal to true. And there is documentation. I don't have the link offhand. I'll try to put it in the description, but there is documentation on ServiceNow's site that you can see the different variables that you can use for these transform scripts. So now that that's enabled and that we just deleted that record from before, that test user record, let's go ahead and do the same thing and let's see if it actually gets ignored this time. So back to load data. And sys user. Then we'll do run transform. Okay, we're good to go on that. Let's go over to our user. Oops, let's go over to our user table. And it is not there. So if I think we're already sorting by created, but you can see there is no new users that have been created with the user ID test user 5. It went ahead and ignored that record because it did not match any existing user IDs on here. Now, if that user ID happened to be aes.creator, it would have updated the record because it matched something. But like I said, there are quite a few cases, I'm sure, when you're doing imports that you're not wanting to create new records if nothing matches. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Please also consider subscribing to the channel. Catch you all in the next one very soon.